Now, guys, I totally get why this would seem strange, but I want you to know this is it. This is what it's all been building towards. This is hashtag the payoff, baby. Did I think it would be something like this? Probably not. Tell me, why are you wearing something like this? Tell me, why are you wearing a wig? Why are you standing in front of a blue screen looking in the camera? And why do you have Grim's Toy Show in your description of the video? Grim, that's for one simple reason. I've seen the news and the stories that you've been breaking on your channel, that you decided to break kayfabe, that you're going real, gritty. You're going to let people in on the behind the scenes, Grim. Now, I saw your breakdown. I saw what happened when that passion, that fire you had inside of you has slowly been burning out. Watching those superstars, those so-called superstars. Now, I say so-called because I personally try to get on the inside of GTS. Now, I came after you years ago. 2015 was not a good year for me, Grim. Just like right now. It's not a good the head in my mouth. Grim, even with hair in my mouth, I can deliver more of a promo than half of your roster, Grim, and I think that is the problem. As much as I've wanted to be a part of GTS, I try to attack you, and then I got put through a table. Then I try to come after you the next year at SummerSlam, and what happened? I got attacked. Not once, but viciously assaulted twice. Meanwhile, you give these chances to these superstars of GTS that just show up and happen to, maybe they feel like being a part of it. But Grim, those aren't the people that you should be surrounding yourself with. Anybody that gets an opportunity in GTS wrestling should take that opportunity and run with it. If you are complaining, bitching, moaning, or have a problem with anything you are doing or being booked at or being asked to do in GTS wrestling, well, then go out and start your own company. Grim, if they're not willing to show up, there are people that are willing to show up. And for those superstars that are in GTS wrestling that don't realize what a big deal and how much this opportunity means, let me drop a little bit of knowledge on you. Grim's Toy Show has exposure you would have to pay big money for. That is not an opportunity you piss away. If I have to personally fly to New York, drive across the river, get down to the GTS wrestling ring myself, and kick up a little fire under your asses, I will. Because I may have personal issues with Grim, but the one thing I have issues with more than Grim's Toy Show is surrounding yourself with lackluster wannabes who tell you constantly they want to do it. They'll get your hopes up. You get all excited. You start planning out ideas. Me personally, Grim, this is personal. I've had this happen where I plan out video ideas. I'm ready to go. I go to shoot the video and then those people don't show up. Family vacation? You want to take a family vacation when you have the opportunity of a lifetime to show up in GTS Wrestling? Do you know what GTS Wrestling has done for the careers of superstars? Kurt Hawkins revitalized his career and is now signed with the WWE. I don't even remember his run pre-WWE. If it wasn't for Grim's Toy Show, he would not have had that opportunity. Ellsworth. Did you know Ellsworth got rehired by WWE? Well, refired too, but still. Grim went back. Penelope Ford, Robbie E. The opportunities are endless in Grim. If those superstars, those so-called superstars that say they want to be in that ring, if they're not willing to show up and take that opportunity, I will find a group of ragtag individuals to show up who will have more charisma on one hand than that entire roster. Now, Grim, what am I doing this for? Who am I after? Am I trying to be a part of it? Because you've already lifted the curtain, Grim, and that's the thing that intrigues me the most. Because now that we've lifted that curtain, now that we've gone real, that sorry sack of a roster that you have, that you have to get in the ring. And I know what that feels like, Grim. When you step into that ring and you have to tell somebody what to do over and over again, and then you watch them just piss that opportunity away. That feeling inside you builds up and you just want to snap. And Grim, you were that close. You may have said you snapped, but Grim, I don't think you've really snapped yet. I think every single one of those superstars, those athletes, men, women, children, it doesn't matter. If you're part of the show, Grim, I think you got to put them through a table to show that it can all be taken away in the drop of a dime. Now, I don't know when I'll be in GTS Wrestling. I don't know if I'll ever show up and be around it, but the one thing I do know, I can do it. And if the superstars aren't willing to do it, let's make it happen. Tubby Emu, GTS Wrestling, or hell, maybe your superstars will step up. Maybe there will be no need for me. There will be no need for a savior. Because, Grim, that's what I am. The Payoff is a writing principle. And, Grim, if you need writers, if you need people to take those unmotivated, undisciplined, wannabe wrestlers to the next level, Grim, I can help you. Hashtag the Payoff doesn't discriminate. It'll help anybody for the good of the show. Wrestling is one hell of a fun time. If they're not willing to do it, I'll do it. So hire me, Grim. Bring me aboard to GTS Wrestling. Let me be a part of the show. Let me prove to your fans that I'm not the enemy. The guy that you viciously, and I will say viciously, assaulted with that steel chair at SummerSlam, I'll put that behind me. The beating from the night before when you did the same thing, I'll put that behind me. Watching you use my good friend SGU against me to lure me into a hotel in New York and put me through a table and then smack me with a bag of figures, I'll put that behind me. I am willing to do that, Dave. Is that what we're doing now? Are we calling you Dave? Dave, I'm Eric. Nice to meet you. Eric will find his way to GTS Wrestling, and Eric will throw half of those superstars over the rest. Blech. Eric will make his way to GTS. Eric will eliminate every one of those roster members. Can't even talk now. I got the fit in my head. Eric will make his way to GTS Wrestling, and Eric will once and for all put the nail in the coffin. Eric and Dave. Dave and Eric. I don't care what you call it. You can be the figure. You can be the McMahon. Let me be your Vince Russo. I promise I won't at least have Dave Arquette. I mean, unless he's cheap, because I know you're on a budget. Can we afford him? I don't know if we can afford him, but we'll work on it. Hashtag the Payoff is requesting an opportunity. This is your shot, Dave. You willing to take that chance? And Grim's fans, how you been? It's been a long 2 years getting my ass kicked by Grim. Let's try to turn the show around. Too sweet me.